Okay, we are good to start. I'll let you start it off, David.
Um, Good afternoon or good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Effect Network DAO call of the 9th of August, 2023. We'll start off today with the agenda items. I don't think there are any agenda items today, actually. No, there aren't any agenda items for this DAO call. For the proposals, we had one proposal last cycle, which was for the upgrade for the front end. That one passed. There was only one vote against it, but the majority of people did vote yes for it. A total of 18 people voted on it, and there are no comments left behind. So it does seem that the majority of people are in favor and excited for the new upgrade. I personally think it looks much better and it's much more clean compared to the previous iteration. So I'm looking forward for the upgrade. There are no new proposals either.
Yeah. So about I thought maybe just to comment on the proposal before you continue. So nice to see that it passed. Of course, this was a bit of a proposal that was like we already knew the new interface was coming, but I thought it was a good way how you handled David to create a proposal for actually updating the interface. So at least it's transparent for people when this change happens, and it will be like people won't be surprised. I think this is sort of a communication mechanism because we've been developing this interface for a while now, and people were aware that it was coming. So still curious to see why there was one vote that voted no, but I guess there was no comment. So maybe we hear more about it later. But of course, this interface will be continuously developed further, fixing some smaller issues, adding new features. But before we create such a quite drastic change of the interface, I think it's good to put out these proposals so at least it happens in the open before the update is pushed, which happens through GitHub.
Yeah, indeed. It's unclear which part of the upgrade the no vote came from, or why they're against it. So I'm also curious to find out why that's the case. But I agree, like we should try to use this more as a medium of communication with the other DAO members. And there are no other active proposals, and I'm not aware of other proposals that have been made recently that people are considering putting up as active proposals. I think besides that, were there any other official updates that we needed to do besides the agenda items and the proposals? I'm thinking that would just then leave us for the Effect Network updates, such as the things that we've been working on, and we would like to communicate to the other DAO members.
I don't think there's any proposals right now. Also, if there's no plan, looks like might be an empty cycle because there's no proposals yet, but there is a few more days. So if anyone has ideas or wants to request some funding, I would definitely encourage to write a proposal and request some EFX, or you can open up a topic right now to see if there's some traction. But it would be nice to have some things happening in the cycle. I do think I have some ideas for proposals, but that won't be in this cycle, so that will be more for later on in the
We can request some more funding actually for the developer account.
Yeah, maybe a good one. I wanted to suggest this, but on the other, I feel like we're a bit overdue with an update on the developer bounties and the developer fund, because it's been quite a while that the funds were raised, and I think there's been some payouts, there's been tickets done, but it would be nice if there could be like a wrap up of the EFX spent and the tickets completed using the developer fund since the beginning. So we can get an idea of like efficiency, or at least some idea on the contributors that were paid using the fund.
Mm-hmm.
And if depending on how much is left, I think we should definitely top it up. Maybe that's a nice proposal to put out. Especially as we've been working on cleaning up that board, and with the new updates coming, like there's a lot of new repositories and a lot of new commits happening. We're gaining like a new backlog of clear high priority tickets that people can work on. So when the new developer board bounty board is there, yeah, it would be good to have enough funding to actually push it more. I think Assassin is here. He I think also tried to work on the board, and rightfully he mentioned that it was not really clear what the tickets mean and which are prioritized. So that's what we're currently fixing. I think it's already a lot better right now. But yeah, in a few weeks from now, we're going to have like a packed board with a lot of tickets. And in that case, we want to be prepared, of course, with the fund. I think you're tracking a lot of it, right, David, of the developer bounty progress.
Indeed, I am. Most of the tickets that were done by Miguel. And I was just thinking maybe it would be a good idea to top it up a little bit so that we can increase the price per bounty and incentivize more people to participate in it. And hopefully that'll help attract more attention to it. Because previously, even though we had a bunch of tickets on it, it didn't gain that much traction. And I think you might be right that part of it was that it was a bit too full. The tickets were too unclear, especially for people coming into the space. And I'm also thinking that the payout just didn't feel like it was good enough for people coming into it and figuring out how much they can actually gain from doing the bounties.
I saw some good comments, I guess, but I think maybe the problem was more that it got neglected a bit over time, because the board just started filling up with tickets that were not clear and not high priority and not like easy to get started with. So I think if we get a clear board that we're working on now, that it will be nice. We had a few people working on tickets, so I had a feeling it was going in the right direction, and it got a bit neglected by the developer committee, like including myself and the other devs. But I think I would definitely endorse a proposal for refilling the fund. Just that I do feel we need to post a report to show the rest of the DAO like how much has been paid out so far and how many tickets have been done, because I feel that's sort of part of the structure. You know, if we're using, if the DAO funds are like being used for doing tickets, we should at least have the basic report of like this many tickets got done, a little list of them. I think they're maybe already in GitHub, but if we like create a new proposal, then it would be nice to have it listed there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and it shouldn't be too difficult for me to be able to get all of that information back. So I'll be sure to add it to the proposal.
Nice, sounds good.
Any other ideas for proposals that we might be able to pull up this cycle?
like I said, I don't have for this cycle. I don't have any urgent ones. I'd like the dev fund proposal though. I think we should.
Okay. There was somebody in the chat. They had ideas for how we can do marketing. I think it was Sebastien. Yes. Yeah, they felt like they had some pretty some good ideas on how to attract or how to put up more good content. And I'm just thinking out loud right now, like of how we can potentially motivate him to also do some kind of work, or like also be a bit more active in helping spread the word about the fact. And if we can use the proposal system in some kind of way in order to help him along. I don't even know if he's a DAO member or such, but that could potentially help.
I think I missed this conversation, so I'm not sure what it's about. But proposal systems could of course be used not only for dev fund, but if there's marketing ideas, yeah, for sure could be used as well for. Yeah, proposals could be used to fund marketing ideas too, if that's what you were thinking of.
Yeah, exactly.
I see there's one comment in the chat here. Let me just pull it up. Oh, sorry, I cannot talk when I'm looking at the chat. I was reading the question, but I don't know. My phone, it doesn't work. Lahom asked the question about the partnership with Vinted and if EFX will be listed on exchanges. The partnership was something that Gabi mentioned last week. I know she's been working on partnerships with different companies for data annotations. Vinted specifically, she mentioned she found some anomalies in their search and like not being able to find like quiet, straightforward projects, which clearly like means they have mislabeled or like just non-labeled data in their system. So there is a conversation happening there. I do not have an update. I think Gabi could give that to us, and we will relay it later if we know more. So not an update on that end, except that I know that she's actively in discussion. For exchanges, that's something that's extremely important right now. Like we're really feeling now KuCoin is gone. That it's hard for like the token is very illiquid. It's not being listed on many aggregators like CoinGecko or not properly like quantified there. So yeah, like a centralized exchange is very important for attracting the right community, for giving users the liquidity. So I totally like highly agree that it's an important topic. We are looking at all the options right now. It's taking a little bit of time, especially because KuCoin is still in the process of delisting and getting the token off of there. So I do not have any concrete updates. Just want to let everyone know that, of course, it's really important we identify this, and we will make sure that steps are taken to get the token accessible and make it liquid. So updates will come on this, but we do not have them right now. So that's all we can say.
Indeed. I hope it goes well.
Cool. I think that was the main questions in the chat.
Yeah.
We could move on, David, to to do just a little general update what we're working on right now. I don't know if there's anything on the calendar. There's not, right? If not, then I can give a little update on the development side and things that I mentioned in the last call.
Yeah,
No, I don't. Yeah, indeed. I think it's a good idea to give a little update. I can start, and then you can continue.
Yeah, you can. You start. That's okay.
Okay. Indeed. So we've been working with one of the data sets for Leon. Leon is they're a community. They're an open or a nonprofit organization that helps aggregate large amounts of data to be used to train LLMs and other AI models. And we've been working with someone within Leon in order to help them annotate one of their data sets. Some of you, I'm sure, have already seen those tasks coming online with a tool that we've been using more and more lately called Label Studio, with which that they use in order to do the data annotations. And part of this whole project then was trying to understand how we can more deeply integrate with existing data labeling tools that the machine learning community uses, and how we can make it easier, how we can add value to organizations such as Leon. So we've been very busy integrating with Label Studio, and on the other hand, we're also noticing parts of the platform that are a bit more, that need more attention, and workflows that need updating, such as the validation of the tasks. So we're also busy building a tool for validation and making sure that we can keep a high quality for all of the tasks that are being submitted. Besides that, we're also busy working on a new JavaScript SDK for the next iteration of the smart contract stack, but I think that might be more within your courtyard, Jesse.
Yeah, indeed. So for the Label Studio template, I think we're going to see some tests there today, tomorrow. So we've done a trial. We've done like A to Z, annotating the data, compiling the data set, and making sure that it's compatible with tools of the end users. So yeah, we will hopefully have tests on today, and we will need people to help out qualify and label on these. They could be like quite a nice quantity of tasks that will go on for quite a while. So they could provide a nice sort of foundational task flow for the platform, which is nice. So yeah, exciting and fun to see those coming on. They're also quite nice to do because they're like image labeling and transcription on these with a pretty nice interface and tool that David built for a large part. So I think they're quite like diverse and not the most boring type of tasks with quite good payouts. So
yeah, indeed. We'll be making a new qualifier campaign, and people will need to do the qualifier campaign in order to participate then like with the actual tasks. So do be on the lookout for those tasks, and get in touch with us if you feel like the qualification didn't go well, and if you would like to try the qualification again.
This will all be shared like in Discord. So yeah, we'll make sure that everyone is up to date and knows what to do. So then I'll move on to the other updates. Like I mentioned in the last call, and we have not posted this update yet because everything's taking a little bit longer. But if you have been watching closely, you will see that in GitHub and in mainly in GitHub right now, there's been some discussions going, and we've posted a pretty extensive design document of the new architecture of Effect Network v2, and we're finalizing it at the moment. It's right now functioning on Jungle testnet in sort of a testnet environment, but it includes a lot of cool features. First of all, it's extremely performant, so we get like way quicker user interfaces that are also way simpler to implement, because a lot of the logic of matching a worker with a task is done on-chain, and this logic and the matching engine is all in the smart contract. So user interfaces are way more efficient and easy to implement. It's actually quite a big update in that regard. And this gives us a lot of new cool features, like we have NFT qualifications. So NFTs can be used as qualifications, and if you create your own qualifications, you're basically creating atomic asset NFTs on the EOS chain, which brings a lot of new features with it. It will also be possible to set to configure more things on the campaign level. But especially in the future, we will also be seeing some really cool possibilities where we can have AI agents working on the marketplace for tasks. Because right now it's possible for the contract to basically reserve tasks ahead.
Oh, great! Like I'm very excited for the new update. I think that will really resolve a lot of issues that we're having currently with the front end, and make it more stable and make it more performant, and just that the whole workflow should go a lot smoother. So.
Yeah, sorry, I lost the connection for a little bit. So yeah, exactly, it will go a lot smoother. That's the main goal, and of course, it will become way more scalable, like extremely more scalable. Like all the little errors that people have noticed when like 10 workers or 20 workers were doing the tasks. David, you have some background noise. Maybe you can mute your
My
mic.
apologies.
So yeah, the errors and performance issues we've hit a lot recently when there was like more than 10, 20 workers doing the same campaigns. Those will be gone. But also we will have several new interfaces to the workforce being developed. One of them is a mobile application. One of them is a Python SDK. And we have a new TypeScript SDK as well, that are all going to be way more easy to use to post tasks and to work on the platform. So yeah, it's a lot at once, but these are really important steps, and like they are things that really were holding us back. Launching the bigger data sets that we've done, and launching like the more intensive work or like the high frequency tests that we've been doing. Those are basically the big updates. There is a draft of the architecture already published in GitHub, and there is also like a draft roadmap being published in GitHub. The main priority right now for this week is that we get it all wrapped up and written down so we can publish this as a blog post. That's extremely important because it hasn't been communicated well to the outside. So we're going to do way more effort in writing and communicating all this information this week. If you're curious or want to know the technical details, in GitHub right now, there is a pull request that you can take a look at and join the discussion. There's a few other things I wanted to mention. Although this was the most important.
Can I jump in?
Most important part. Yes, go ahead.
Indeed. So also one of the things that we've noticed in the last couple of months since the last hackathon actually that we did was that there was little to no attention from that. It's been very difficult to get requesters on board. It's too high a barrier apparently for developers to build out a template and set up a campaign on the Effect Network platform. So we are considering going in the direction of managing the campaigns ourselves instead of having other people do them. That way, we just want to provide an array of different templates and campaigns that developers can use in order to do their data annotation. And we're hoping to do most of this then via the Label Studio interfaces that they have. So either it be bounding boxes, optical character recognition, doing video annotations or image annotations. We think that it'll be better for us to administer all of that instead of having other developers do that. Of course, that interface will still be available to more advanced users that want to use that, but we'll slowly but surely be phasing that out a little bit and hiding away the details of that, and we'll be focusing more on the worker side of things instead of the requester side of things.
Yeah, and the important part here is that it will be possible if you need data to just like integrate directly with Effect Network without having to worry about setup and qualifications and the entire data pipeline on the Effect Network side. You will just be able to basically say, I want text detection, bounding box, and transcription in an image. There's just a canned campaign already. Right now, it's the one we've already been developing, so I picked that example. But there will be canned campaigns ready for loads of different use cases: audio transcriptions, that like the text detection and transcription, and all these or even like social media engagements. All these things that are quite common for people to want. There will be canned campaigns, and you will just be able to call them from the Python SDK or from any other SDK that we have to make sure that and that will include validation. It will include a qualified workforce. It will include all the things that are quite heavy on the normally time-wise and effort-wise for people that need data. We hope this will boost the usage on the requester end. So it will be easier for requesters to just start using it. Hopefully, this is something we can experiment with in the hackathon, where people will just be able to launch their campaigns from the SDKs without having to worry about all these micro-tasking internals. And that could lead to a greater influx of tasks and users and all of that. Cool. Yeah. Good addition, David. Other than that, I don't have, I think, currently any other updates on my mind. So if there's no questions or other talking points, then I think we are done.
I just wanted to quickly remind everyone that they'll see a qualifier coming up for the label pass.
I can't hear you, Rochelle. You're very far away.
Oh, wait. Is that better?
You sound very muffled.
How about now?
A little bit better, but still muffled. But yeah, go ahead and try it, I guess.
Okay, let's try this microphone. Will that work? How about that microphone? Does that work?
We're not hearing you, Rochelle.
Shoot.
Yes, that's good. We could hear you there for a sec, so something worked for just a bit.
Okay, now?
it'll do. You've been more clear, but I think we can make out your words if we listen carefully. If you type your comments, Rochelle, I can reiterate them here in the voice. I heard you said something with the label box or label studio tasks. Rochelle's having some technical issues, so I guess she'll just have to relay this in the DAO chat after the call.
Good idea.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks, David, for hosting. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Yeah, see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for your updates, Jesse, and thank you everybody for joining us today. Yeah, have a good night, everybody, and talk soon. Take care.
Cheers. Bye.